couple seconds. It's 2 presses. That's it. Good process. Will go in the fitting. It cannot. It's made not to. The whole idea is you don't add a chemical, glue or cement or anything, just the pipe. So the whole idea in this system is to be able to start from the beginning. What the hell, right? Well, if you're going to start from the beginning, we'll start from 0, our reference point. So this thing is built-in travel stop, and when you hit it, you adjust that your pipe just touches the socket. Start with the beginning, right? Socket's in nice and tight with backing, pipe's clamped in so it's not moving, the distance is right. For the guy who's putting it together, he can simply now just go to, get the right one here, it's 90mm pipe, it's metric, though the end connections, anything else, you can have ANSI or NPT threads or whatever else. 90mm pipe, you set on 90, easy to remember, no extra thing. The difference, now the little arms, the little finger's shorter. So when you melt it, it's going to, the pipe's going to go into the socket by that much.
Oh, yes.
That simple, pre-figured out.
Yeah.
Very little thinking involved, just work. So then you apply your heat in something that has no flames, no special work permits. So you'll start putting in your heat, and I won't actually do it. Started melting it a bit. And as it melts, you'll be able to push the pipe and the fitting onto the sockets, the dies, a lot more. When they bottom out, for the chart, count your seconds. 10, 12, 15. Don't remember it. Have to look it up right now. Once it's done, you've got a couple of seconds to pull it out. Pull out the heater. And now that it's melted, push each other. There's still interference. So what will happen, like when you do a cemented joint, you push cement out. When you see the bead of cement around, you know there's cement all inside. Same thing. You end up with a joint with a bead, same material as the fitting or the pipe, no extra chemicals on the outside and one on the inside. That doesn't change. End up with a small bead, on the inside, just barely does anything to it. It closes the size of the pipe a bit. When you build a piping system, and it's all done, this internal bead, it's only going to affect flow, maybe take away 3% of flow. Well, 3% is still 3%. But in metal piping, the second you get rust and corrosion and you slow down the flow, just pipe being less smooth than plastic is to begin with, you'll lose 3% the first year. And every year after, and depending on what's happening and the chemicals and the temperature variations and yada yada yada, the corrosion rate could be faster and you could lose even more flow. 3% at the beginning ones, or 3% a year plus. Potential leaks. No potential leaks. The only way you can screw this up is if, as you're putting it together, you don't get all the way in, or because the plastic kind of wants to fight you. When you bottom out, you can't let it go because you're going to want to slip back out. You hold it, or you lock it in place. Let it cool down enough. When it's cool enough to touch, but still feel the heat. Cool enough to touch. Unlock it, take it out.
Fitting de 3/4 nécessite une mâchoire de 3/4. La mâchoire, elle rentre comme l'outil, comme ça. Elle peut rentrer comme ça. Elle ne fonctionnera pas comme ça. Bon, c'est réglé maintenant, on est des experts. On ferme la pine au complet. Si la pine n'est pas fermée au complet, on ne peut pas activer l'outil. L'outil va lire que il ne voudra pas. Pour la simple raison que c'est un boîtier en aluminium, ça développe environ 6 tonnes de force, ça peut casser le boîtier en aluminium. On prend notre cup, on prend notre fitting Viega Pro Press, on la pousse au complet. En théorie, si ce serait une vraiment bonne démonstration, je prendrais un marqueur feu, je mettrais une ligne, de sorte qu'on pourrait voir s'il y aurait une séparation plus tard. On ouvre la mâchoire à main, on va compter jusqu'à 4, on pèse la gâchette. La distance qui est ici, c'est la distance de compression pour cette grandeur-là. On pèse la gâchette. Nous venons d'assembler un joint en cope parfaitement étanche à plus que 1000 livres de pression. Oui, facile. Oui, oui. Facile. C'est bon, vous voyez. Facile. Tantôt, on était associés. On testait le... OK. Maintenant, vous êtes des professionnels, on sait que la mâchoire monte de même. On voit que la mâchoire est différente que celle qu'on a utilisée pour faire de la cope. Celle-là, en fin de compte, a été machinée. Oui, OK, c'est quand même une différence. C'est bel et bien indiqué. Il ne faudrait être pas tellement fort pour faire l'erreur. L'assemblage. Un morceau de tuyau cédule 40 sur la fitting, je vous ferai remarquer que c'est lousse. Donc, ça pourrait nécessiter 2 personnes si on doit bien aligner le système. Right? On met de même. Ça, c'est l'assemblage. Vous regardez la distance de compression. On s'assure que c'est bien ensemble et on va compter jusqu'à 4. On y va? Parfait. Et donc, dans 5 secondes, on a fait l'équivalent d'un filet 3/4 sur une machine à filer. C'est sûr. Oui, mais n'oublie pas que rigide, les machines à filer, c'est notre base. Hein? C'est fait.
D'autres, qu'est-ce que c'est bon, c'est que quand on a de l'eau...